All right, on this episode of Baby Medic Outdoors, we're going to show you how to catch these beautiful West Coast crab. We got a red rock and a Dungeness. We're going to show you how to clean them, and we're going to show you how to cook them. So let's go. So here we are in the beautiful Discovery Islands of British Columbia. We're going to teach you how to set a crab trap, how to weight it properly and to secure it. And so let's get going. We're going to start with some old salmon that I found in the bottom of a freezer. It's about 5 years old. We had a little freezer malfunction, so I've been saving it just for this occasion. Okay, so we're clipping the bait box down. Most of them come with a bungee that you can clip right on the bottom. I'm going to snap it over top because I've bent that already, but then I'm going to put another zap strap around there. The crabs will actually drag it right out of the side. So you want to make sure your bait is good and secure. Next thing is we use a weighted line. Weighted line is important because as you throw it into the water, you don't want boats running over your line, tangling into the prop. This will stay below the water and tension on your float. If you don't have weighted line, you can get little clips similar to ones like this that you clip about 8 feet down on your line. It keeps tension on your line and away from the props of any of the boats. All right, so we're about to lower the trap down. It's important to keep it level and flat when you lower it down. Make sure you don't have any kinks in your line. You can lower it straight down, but you don't want it to drag on the bottom at all. So when you think you're getting close, just let it go. Hook our crab traps, see what we got. So we've let them soak for about 3 hours. Dungeness crab move pretty quick, so you don't have to let them soak overnight. It does work better if you let them soak through a slack tide. We'll see how we do here. Oh, it's heavy. It's always best to bring a friend along. All right, so we have a bunch of red rocks only in this one, unfortunately. So, these are all red rock crabs, so we were probably a little bit deep. So our next one is a little more shallow, so we'll see how we do with that one. You can keep these at 4.5 inches. They are good to eat, and we might keep a couple for now. We'll see how it goes. So let's open them up and I'll show you. We're looking for Dungeness, which are a different color, and hopefully we'll get some in the other trap to show you. These are all red rocks. So this is a male, and he just about took my finger off. You're looking for, there's a bit of a triangle here at the bottom. A nice narrow triangle like that is a male. A female will be short and wide triangle. You can also tell, woo! If you hold them back here, you won't get pinched. You tell from the top too, the males look kind of like a football shape. Females are a little more squeezed. Let's see if we have one in here. It doesn't look like we do, they're all males. All right, here we are, day 2. We'll try and get some Dungeness this time. So we did another set. If need be, we'll catch and cook some red rock crab today. I brought a buddy Phil along. He's gonna help me hold the traps today. Like I said, always bring a friend. Go ahead and pull it up, Phil, see what we got.
Give it?
Yep. I'm thinking maybe the water might be too cold or time of year for Dungeness. We might have to try a different location, or we'll just cook up some red rock. They're cleaned and cooked exactly the same way. Still good to eat, but this is a little earlier in the season than we normally fish for. Oh, there's one good Dungeness in there. Perfect. All right. All right, we got one. So that'll be a male as well, so that's good. So here we go. So this is a Dungeness male crab. These ones have to be 6.5 inches, so let's just put this down off of here so I can measure. So we have a tape along here. We usually use it for fish, but this guy is 8 inches, so he's well over a keeper size. So things you want to check with a Dungeness. You want to make sure he's a male. Again, thin triangle, football shape on the top. Next thing is you want to make sure that they haven't molted too quickly. So after they molt, you're going to see that their legs have very little color. They'll be very white, and you can actually squeeze the leg here. So this guy has a fair bit of meat in him because he's tough. The shell is tough. If he's molted recently, it'll be nice and soft and you won't feel any meat in there. Those ones are not even worth keeping. You might as well just throw the crab right back. Let them fill out a little bit. But this is a good keeper size. He's nice and tough. He'll be great to eat, so we'll keep that guy. And we'll keep that nice big red rock there as well for dinner tonight. We'll check we have one more trap to check. Let's grab that one out, Phil. All right, so we have beautiful West Coast crab. This is a red rock crab and a Dungeness. But these are two great eating crab, and we'll show you how to cook and clean them later on this afternoon. All right, everyone, we're back from the boat with our catch of crab. You can see in the bucket that I've wrapped them around with a wet towel. If you wrap them in between the different crabs, it'll keep them from ripping them apart, and it keeps them nice and fresh. So a wet towel will keep them in, especially in this weather in the winter, keep them for a few hours like that without a problem. So we'll put those down below, and I will show you how to clean them. So we'll start without getting bitten here. We'll start with a red rock crab here. So, couple things. I like to ethically dispatch anything that I harvest, even though this is basically a big sea bug. A lot of people will drop it into a boiling pot of water and watch it writher around for a few minutes. I don't think that's fair to these little guys. Not to mention, when you put it on the table as a fully cooked crab and you go to break it and clean it, you're going to have mess everywhere. Smells up the house a little more, and it's a lot to clean up. So I'm going to show you how to do a quick clean, an ethical kill, and get it ready for the pot. So first things first, there is some sharp points around the edge you want to be a little bit careful of. You may want to wear gloves if you got, especially if you got baby hands like me. But we're going to start by turning the crab over. Now, be careful. As soon as if you grab one claw, he'll reach over with the other and he will nip you. So grab both at the same time, hold them back, hold them hard, grab the legs like so, all the legs. And then you just need a hard surface like a rock. Just one quick smack right between the eyes and he'll be dead instantly, and then you'll be able to loosen the top of the crab to pull it off. So just give him a hit. He's dead. That is nice and loose already. Now be careful, because even though he's dead, there's still a reaction where he will grab your finger and be happy to cut it in half for you. So always keep the two claws separately. Now what you're going to do is you're just going to put your thumbs right in the middle, and you're just going to break that crab right in half like so. Put one side aside. Now, so these are the gills, these funny little things here. You can just pull those off. Those will go in the garbage, and the rest of any loose shell around the edge of the meat. Now this goop in the middle here is the hepatopancreas, and what that does is it actually collects a lot of the toxins that are in the water. A lot of people eat that as a delicacy. Kind of depends on what part of the world you're in on how toxic it is. There is charts as to how much you can eat of it. For me, I just call it Mr. Jelly. It looks disgusting. Never tried it. Don't want to eat it. So all I do is I spray that off of there. Now be very careful when you do spray the muscle and the nerves within the meat to get that off. This claw will often clamp down, and I've had the fun of experiencing that. So we'll just spray that off. And there will be often a reaction of that claw. You see how it closes? If your finger is there, it will get you, even though it's dead. So we've cleaned the mystery jelly off. You can finish picking off all the little gills around here. You don't need any of that. All you want is the legs and the meat, and that's all white meat in the middle there. And that's good to go in the pot just like that. So we'll do the other one for you as well. So just clean off the edges of the shell here, pull the gills off. And it keeps it nice and clean when it finally hits the table. You don't have any of that stuff to deal with. You can spray off the rest of your mystery goop. And again, careful that claw. And you're good to go. Into the pot, and we'll meet you pot side to do the cooking. I'll clean the rest of them. All right, we got a rolling boil, salted water. We're gonna put our crab in. You want to put your crabs in quickly and then let the water come back to a boil, and then you're setting a timer for exactly 10 minutes once they've been cleaned like this. If you're putting in full crab, it does take a little bit longer, but I pretty much always cook it like this. So this will cool your water down quickly, unfortunately, so just get them in there. We're going to put the lid back on, probably count about a minute or so, and then I'm going to hit that timer. You don't want to overcook it. 10 minutes is perfect. Any legs that have fallen off, chuck those in as well. Lid on, and we're almost back to boil already, but I'll give it 1 minute, and then we're just going to set our timer, and away we go. So we're just going to get some fresh green beans going on the side here for a garnish for our crab this afternoon. So I'm just going to throw a bit of butter and some salt on the pan, and we'll just throw some fresh beans on there. They take about 4 or 5 minutes, so put them on when your crab is half done. Stir them around so you get some good butter flavor in the beans, and we'll just cover them up with a lid to steam a bit. I turn the crab down a little bit because it overboils very easily with the salted water. All right, 10 minutes is up. We're gonna get our crab off. Oh, that's looking good, smelling good. All right, here we go. Still trying to bite me. Nice and red. Oh yeah, check out those bad boys. Looking good. This is a meal. All right, here we are with our meal fit for a king. Nice Dungeness and red rock crab. Caught on the west coast of British Columbia in the Discovery Islands. We've cooked it at 10 minutes in some salted water. Got some fresh bread that we just took out of the oven and some beans. So we are good to go. So I'm gonna quickly teach you how to break down a crab. I'm not the expert at this part of it, but we'll do our best. So the crabs come in kind of a section. You have your body meat, your claw is the best part always, and then a few legs. We just start by breaking it into sections. Typically you break your claw off, and then you can break your body meat into, it comes apart in sections. There's a thin white shell in between each one. You just break them apart like so. And then what you can do is you just kind of break off the white shell on the edge of one side of the body meat. And then we use these little tiny forks. You can get them at the dollar store or whatever. And just scoop it into a pile like so. And then I kind of like to eat as I go, but some people like just to make a big pile and put the garlic butter on top. So make sure you don't get any of the white shell in your meat because you'll be a little bit crunchy. So you can pick all that out. That's part of the experience. It takes some time. Crab is not a quick meal for eating. The claw, there's a tendon in here. What we do is just kind of pull that back and we pull the tendon out like so. That leaves the piece of meat in there without a tendon. Then we use the little nut crackers, typically work the best, but you don't need them. Depends how strong you are. Just give it a crack and then you can kind of break the shell apart, peel it off, an eggshell, like so. And then when you break the crab meat out, it often comes out with a little meat-shaped claw there, and you just make a nice big pile. The other part of the leg also has a tendon in it, so if you break this part back first and pull the tendon out of the meat, then you have this piece in here that is just free meat, and you just got to give it a crack all the way down the side here. Then you can just pull that apart. Good to go, and then you can just pick all the little bits out. So we just use these little forks, make the best way to do it. Then the awesome way to do it is these little tea lights on a fondue pot. You just put some garlic butter in there, it keeps it nice and hot. You can pour it over your crab, or you can use these and dip it in as a fondue, but it's a good way to go. Bon appetit. What do you think, Phil?
I think I'm ready.
That was good.
Cheers.
Yeah. Hang on. We are good. Awesome. Have a good day, all. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe so you can get all of my new videos, and it helps the channel to grow. And thanks for coming along. But still very good. You can see the claws on that bad boy. The legs don't have quite as much meat as the Dungeness does, but both these are Woo! Ow! Dang friggin' nabbit! Okay. Oh geez Louise, you don't want to do that. Okay, we turn that down.
You good?
Oh, there goes my butter. Hang on.
Yep.
Cooking show outtakes.